What is going on, everybody? Look at who's in the building today. Welcome to the St. James Show. I am your host, St. James. And who are you, sir?
Well, I'm Jesse,
He's
the little
Jesse.
one, not the big one.
And our beautiful, beautiful lady of the hour.
You are too sweet. JP in the house.
JP's in the house. Yes, thank you so much for joining. It's Saints meeting time, y'all. A little bit of stuff went on today. Just a little bit that we got to talk about. And also this week. So, how was your week, JP, so far?
My week has been good. It's been good so far. So far, so good. Braving the rain here in Texas, but
is it? You know what? I think someone else, a content creator, said it was about to storm down in Texas.
Yes, we've had some storms. So, as long as we don't get hail, I'm good.
That tears your cars up and everything else, huh?
Got me already in February. 3 cars.
Oh my goodness, that's horrible.
Yeah. Yes.
And what can you do about that? What does insurance say about that?
Insurance just has the the hail repair. They pay for it because it's comprehensive. It's an act, they say, of nature, so it's not
act of God. Yep.
Yeah, they cover it, but it's just a nuisance. I got one car out, put another one in, and it's just it's just one of the necessary evils, I guess, of living in Texas. No pun intended.
And you know what? If it happens to you, I'm gonna get real spiritual. God said He won't put more on you than you can bear, right?
I hope not. I want it to be done and over. I can't do it. It's just
What's going on in Detroit, Jesse?
Well, it was beautiful and 80 here today. We've had an early summer.
Wow.
Nice. So it's been.
I only been to Detroit in the winter. Well, it kind of was winter. It was like, I think it was around this time, but it didn't seem. I think it was around April when I went to Detroit one time.
Yeah, this year has definitely been given global warming. So shout out to global warming.
It's a real thing.
It's real.
That Al Gore said he's been saying it for years.
So it's finally hit us, in a good way. So, but I've been dealing with a little sinus infection. I always get them all the time. So, it's all good though.
You got to keep your lips to yourself. Just abstain. All right. Who's in the building? P. Hall. What's up, P. Hall? She was the first one to say we need a meeting ASAP. What's up, Alex and Ben? And of course, Inspire is in the house. Our chief armor bearer is here. Kick off your shoes, everybody. Make sure that you are hitting like right now. Y'all come in here and just kick your shoes up. But before you kick your shoes off, before you kneel down to pray, I want you to definitely hit that like button. We appreciate you for watching tonight, but don't just come in. Come in, hit the like button and share. Feel free to comment. And of course, subscribe, become a member of the St. James Show. The link is in the description, and always remember to donate. We did get some new members that I didn't highlight on our last live, and I thank you. I think Mark Yandris, the head of the UPC musicians, the famous white boy, he joined the channel, and a couple of other people. I appreciate you for joining. Who else? What's up, Nia? That instrumental is Ace Keys. He is the musician in Jersey. He's the musician for Vincent Bohannon. We highlighted him. I think I highlighted him when I interviewed Vincent. I'm not sure, but I highlighted him in one of the videos. But his Instagram is like ACE Keys and TikTok and stuff. So yeah, he is a phenomenal guy. What's up, K Rich? Just being me. He said, "What's up, St. James and panel?" And the head is here. And Brock is in the building. Denise M and Queen Mum. I don't see who else is in. Shelby's in the house. Nola girl. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here tonight. we got a few things to talk about. You know, I wanted to bring up a couple of things that I talked about earlier in the week, but hey, I gave my opinion. Yeah. I want to get you guys' opinion on a couple of things, and I'm sure you have one, right? Okay, all right. Edith, what's up, Edith? Good to see you as well, and Sean is in the building. Man, let's get right to it. Karen Clark Sheard, everybody. Karen Clark Sheard, of course. Did I do this right today? No, I didn't. I still didn't do that right. I thought I did it right. We're just gonna. I thought I fixed it where I wouldn't be hiding everything, but unfortunately, it's hiding everyone. Karen Clark Sheard, she was on TGIF. That was a shocker to me. I don't know about you. Would J.O. Patterson's wife, would Lady May,
maybe Lady May.
maybe Lady May. How about Lady Patterson or J.O. Patterson? Even you go back all the way to Owen. But to be fair, we're in a different time, aren't we, JP?
Absolutely. Clearly, we are in a different time and a way different dispensation, if you want to throw that in there.
Yes, we are. And we would never think that the First Lady of the Church of God in Christ would be on a more like, do we call them commentary? I guess commentary
Gossip.
show. What'd you say?
Gossip.
I was trying to be nice.
Secular.
Not say gossip. But let's hear a little bit of her on the show.
Wow, thank you for that. Yes, I was nervous. I was very nervous because this is a role that I've seen.
Let me pause real quick. Al asked her, was she nervous about becoming the First Lady of the Church of God in Christ?
Mm-hmm.
The ladies before me, the leading ladies before me, did such a phenomenal job, and they were very exemplary. And of course, I had a great mother that was very, very exemplary, living a great life in front of us, teaching me how to be a leading lady. She was a pastor's wife, so I had even my mother-in-law was a pastor's wife, so I had great examples. So yeah, I was nervous, but I learned a lot, and I collected a lot of nuggets. I learned what not to do, what not to say. I learned who not to be around. I learned a lot of things, but I think most of all, I enjoy it. The enjoying side is knowing that someone left me or left my office, having a conversation and saying, "You saved my life." So that's what at the end of the day is for me, is helping someone, because there's so much negativity out here, and I want to be that one to say, you know what, come on, let's try this. Let me embrace you, no matter who you are, no matter what life you live. I want to bring love to you and love you no matter what sin. I'm not here to judge you, but I'm here to love you and to let you know that we are all one in the spirit. So I
just want to give a little bit of that. It's very interesting that she would go on there, and I think it's like you have our Bishop Woodens of the Church of God in Christ, who speaks about LGBTQ every time he opens his mouth at his church. Mm-hmm. He is, condemning and saying what they don't believe and what they do believe. Thank you, RNY TV, for being a member. Appreciate your support. What's up, River? And she gets on a platform with Al Reynolds, who is, he says he's fluid, bisexual, he has said, and Armand Wiggins, who's he's LGBTQ, he's gay. Are they throwing it? Are they trying to throw out a message, or is she just going on there, Jesse? What's going on?
She's pandering. She's definitely pandering. Her message definitely has changed over the last couple of years, because I remember some things. I don't know if y'all remember. It was it was Halloween one year, and it was for drag queens, and they had did Blessed and Highly Favored,
And they did bless. Yes, I remember that.
and she
Yes.
reposted it. And then when she found out there was drag queens,
She took it down.
now she posting video. She posted pictures with Greg Mathis Jr. and
Right.
and now
Right.
she on here with these two flaming queens who I can't stand. But but the message is definitely changed. I know for sure Bishop ain't down with all that, inclusion stuff. But I think there is some pandering. Hopefully that they can kind of, get some votes in from some, former active members who may still be, have a couple, leverage or power with,
Right.
voting. But yeah, it's giving outreach to the inclusive community.
What's up, JP? What's your opinion? Thank you, Ben the Boss, for joining the St. James Show. Appreciate your support.
I have to agree with Jessye. I think it was a campaign effort, right, to bring in some of the audience that has not normally or traditionally been included in the Kojic faith, right? And I think that they're realizing that, it's really not necessarily about what a person's preference is, because the one thing that she said, and I totally agree with that, is that you have to love people into the kingdom. You have to show people, where you are. You have to demonstrate before you can expect people to just follow you. So I think her message was there. I think she's definitely campaigning, and I would hope that her doing this was also a message to some of the other leadership in Kojic that,
I think so.
we're looking to be more inclusive. We're looking to be, more favorable to people who may be lost, versus hand selecting who we think should and should not be.
Right. And like I said, it's like her husband, when he popped up, when I showed the video, when he popped up, as soon as Wooden started talking about effeminate men, but then on the other side, he's like, I'm gonna cover. It's like they're saying, I'm gonna cover the ones that are really dogmatic against it, but I'm gonna tip over here and cover the ones that are involved and let them know that we love them.
Yeah. Yeah, timing is impeccable. But you know what, St. James, you have to know that her husband, they don't move without press, without public relations people, sanitizing and scrubbing everything. And so this had to be an effort, an effort that was clearly supported.
Right.
Or she never would have gone on TGIF.
That's what threw me when I seen that pop up. I was like, she's really going on there. And not that it's a bad show. I mean, Jessye don't like them folk over there. That's him and them. But but I was like, it's one of the ones that with the most like gossip. There's other shows that have more of a commentary type of people.
Right.
But straight up, TGIF. I mean, it is what it is, but let's just hear just a little bit more of it.
Now, something that doesn't come with pressures of life is your role as a grandma. Now, how did your life transform since becoming a grandmother? And what's something you enjoyed the most about this role?
Wow. Well, since becoming a grandmother, of course, I had two. I have a 13-year-old Anna by my son, and 8-year-old. But this little one, she just, oh my goodness, she just making me be young all over again. I love it. I enjoy it. I think the most important thing is that every moment in our lives with going to the next generation, from generation to generation, that we should make the difference, that we should pass down positivity is so important. As you can see, my daughter, I made sure, I said, no, you gonna sing in the belly. I talked to my belly and said, you gonna sing, because my mother didn't go through all of what she'd been through to pay paved the way for us to just sit on and do nothing. So I'm passing this gift that God put inside of our bloodline. You know, you hear a lot about generational curses, but thank God there is generational blessings, and that can be up to you to break that, because God has put something inside of you to take. I'm glamour right now, and I mean, I'm glamorizing her. I mean, spiritually and naturally. So letting her.
Hey, you know, I will say, even though she, you know, talking about her granddaughter, she knew how to throw that, you know, word in there, right? Right?
Mm-hmm. It was very sweet, honestly. I saw it, and I
Yeah.
thought it was very sweet. And I think that, you know, people. She mentioned the son. I didn't know that the son had 2 children. So that was news. I didn't know that. You knew about that, Jesse? Because I didn't know that.
You didn't know that J. Drew Jr. has 2?
No.
He has a 13
You
and
you didn't know about John?
You didn't know about John?
So now is her son, is he married?
Absolutely not. What's that?
Okay. So okay, so let me just say this. I absolutely love the fact that I guess I'm just smiling because St. James is making me smile. But it helps to people to understand that children can come to the most prestigious religious families.
I don't care how much you try to pamper it. Yeah.
And still be a blessing. You know what I'm saying? There's no, you know, I mean, there's no bastard children other than what the Bible calls those who God doesn't chasten, right? So I appreciate the fact that she said, you know, her son, because she was letting you know, I'm already a grandmother. This isn't my first grandchild. I have 2 other grandchildren. And so I love the fact that she mentioned that, because hey, they may be the Sheards, but they're also people.
And you can't blame children for what they're born into.
No,
they didn't ask for their father to not be married and to have them.
Mm-mm. But God is regardless. Isn't He the creator of life?
Yeah. And here's J. Drew's children. JP.
Oh, wow.
And we want to say thank you for the virals and the likes that you've given us. Most of all, we hope that it's inspirational to you. Okay, we have another hymn coming. You ready?
Yep.
Sing, Cat.
Okay.
Nothing but the blood of Jesus.
And what can make me whole again? Oh, yeah.
All right.
Nothing but the blood of Jesus.
Oh, precious in that love
that makes me white snow.
Okay, JP.
Nothing but the blood of Jesus. God bless you.
So yes, those are her.
Now, how do you call that anything other than a blessing?
That's all it is. And Jacob is a preacher.
Really?
That boy can preach.
Wow.
Now I wanted to make a point. I just thought about, you know, even though, you know, having babies out of wedlock is quote unquote, you know, looked down upon, or was, you know, back in the day, it's still funny how Kiera is always the one being scrutinized? Is it
That's true.
misogyny?
Yeah.
Is it that she's in the public eye? I don't get it. It's like J. Drew kind of gets a pass, and
Mhm.
she every time like, oh, she can't have a tattoo. Oh, she can't unfollow her husband. Oh, she
Yeah.
can't, deal with that Warden guy or whatever his name was. It was
Mhm.
they put her under a lot of pressure.
She's held to a stricter standard, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She is.
Yeah. And why
Yeah.
is that?
I don't know. I think it just goes into that male female type of thing, JP. I don't know.
Hmm.
That piano did need a little tuning, the real gospel.
You ready to send your tuning fork over there?
Yeah, so that's it's sexism. That's what
Mhm. Yeah, sexism.
yeah, pretty much. But I mean, hey, listen, things have changed. Would Lady May have done that? No. Would Lady Louise Patterson have done that? No. Would Lady Owens? No. But these are the times that we're living in. And I mean, I can't knock it. I just was questioning why that show. I'm like, who they know over there to send her over there to that show?
It's giving Holly Carter.
Yeah, much. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Probably Holly Carter. Yeah. Pretty Chick says, I think Kiara is the most relatable and touchable of them all. And I think that opens her up to additional options from the church. Yeah, because she put a thing on today. She said, 3 things I don't need or something like that. And all of them said unsolicited advice about parenting.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, her opinions may come harder because
Yeah. The likes are free, everybody. Come on and do as the Deacon Jeff Tom. Did I demote you, or what are you, apostle, a deacon? You're not an apostle. I'm the only apostle around here. Okay. I'll give you suffragan bishop. That's what they do with the PAW. I don't know. Bishop McMurray made up that suffragan bishop, junior bishop. All right. So moving right along. Let's check out Homegirl.
Listen, fam, you got this. No more hemming and hawing, no hesitating. It's time to go all in. You can do this. I am rooting for you, okay?
Our beautiful Maisha I wanted to call it Maisha Chocolate. Maisha Chaney. She, a wonderful lady from Preachers of LA, our divorcee of Pastor Wayne Chaney of Long Beach, California, Antioch Church. She took to the internet, and I talked about this the other day, and she put up this physical symptoms that went away after divorce. Number 1 is urinary tract infections. JP, get into the psyche of this. I'm leaving this to you. Go ahead.
That you know what? First of all, you just told your business,
right?
And if someone was interested in you, now they have to think twice about your
what you got.
Right. But first, I mean, why? I watched the reunion. I know he's dating someone else. What was the motive for that?
Yes,
I don't agree. I don't agree with trashing, a man just because you're not in his, you're not in his focus anymore. You're not in his view. That just isn't right. I don't see what the benefit of that was, other than the fact that you made yourself look a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
Maybe not to all people, but in my opinion, I was looking at her sideways. Because you put something up there that you didn't need to exploit that. That just I had a snake face. When I saw that, I was like, ew.
But the timing of it, he just got off the reunion special, made a statement that he is dating someone and considering remarriage.
Close to remarriage. So, and you have children? Right. What would be the benefit to making that statement public and putting a list? I don't even think the list was necessary, period.
And then go hair loss. racing heart rate, brain fog, emotional exhaustion, feeling like the other shoe is going to drop, sadness. But when you do all that and then you put at the top urinary tract infections,
that went away after the divorce. You know, what about after the divorce? You know, I found myself, I was more centered as an individual. I was, you know, I had more peace, right? I grew as a result of being in this relationship, you know, but I value, you know, anyone, whoever the next person is, you know, God made him better for you, you know.
What you think, Jesse?
Like I said when you went over this story before,
Uh-huh.
when are we gonna start writing journals again? Because that didn't need to be on nobody's internet.
No, that's so personal.
And then, you know, they always say when you are over a situation, you're not going back doing behavior like that. You don't care no more. I know me personally, and I'm younger than her. I done been in situations, you know, with friends or whoever, family. Once I'm done with you, I'm not bringing you up on Facebook. I don't care about you. You can die tomorrow. I'm not coming to the funeral. And I'm not going to make no nasty post about you.
Yeah. Right. If you're moving on, you know, and you're healthy, you can move on in a way that doesn't require you to be caustic or revengeful. You know, you move on because you've made a decision, you've accepted it, you've gone through the stages of death and dying, and you know, now you're at acceptance, and there's no reason to hurt the other person. There's no benefit in that.
Right. Let me go back to this here. I just saw something. Nola Girl says he is dating Tatiana, the counselor. She always comments on his posts.
Oh,
really? You know, we always getting into something over here at the St. James Show. Is this Tatiana?
Y'all is so messy in these Where is mother what's my girl? Where's she been?
Lady Wisdom.
Yeah, Lady Wisdom. Where my girl at?
She's a cutie.
She's very pretty.
Oh yeah. He went from he stepped into the light. Okay. Let me find some pictures here. Okay. Ooh, was that her daughter? That has to be her daughter. Who's been okay? I don't know about that. She was a little young. Okay.
She favors his wife. She favors Marjorie Harvey to me.
You think so?
You're giving me a little Marjorie Harvey, yeah.
Oh, she does give you, yeah, a little bit. My. Come on, Wayne Chaney, come through.
So maybe that's why she's upset. I don't know.
Possibly. This is according to Nola Girl. I don't know what's going on around here. I'm just, you know, the chat says certain things sometimes.
What's in these streets, right? What's in these streets? But I mean, so don't, you know, if you move on and you know, you've made the decision to move on in a healthy way, right? Celebrate somebody else, you know, for being able to appreciate maybe something that didn't work out for you, right?
Yeah.
There's no reason for putting out your business about UTI.
And the thing about it, if you are interested and you think you're going to get married again to somebody maybe, you know, of stature of or a public figure, then now they got to think about,
oh Lord,
what you gonna say about them,
right? And what you put out there? I mean, you just tarnish your brand.
Yes, yeah. And she's always out there, like I said, you know, she wants to go out there and put this kind of stuff out.
Listen, fam, you got this. No more hemming and hawing, no hesitating. It's time to go all in. You can do this. I am rooting for you, okay?
You can't be saying that out of one side of your mouth and the other side of your mouth talking, I'm infected. I ain't got no more infection since I got divorced.
That's why when people have too many motivational speeches on their page, I keep right on moving
Keep
because y'all
going
be
because,
the fake.
and you know what? Sometimes that tell you they got itching ears. Anything will get them to moving, and they're looking for any kind of word. That is a thing. That is a thing. And I know as a life coach, what do you think? What would be your opinion? Your a recommendation? It's just blanket for Maisha.
My recommendation would be for her to go somewhere, sit down and heal.
Yeah.
And then come back and clean this up, because you've made a legacy statement that could be harmful, not just to you, but to your children, to your husband, to future. That information is out there for posterity.
Yeah.
My thing for her would clearly, you are broken.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And it means to me that you need to heal so that you can be emotionally healthy. Just because you put on a smile and walk down the street, and you're flowing, doesn't mean you're whole. And hurt people, literally, they do hurt people.
Yeah.
That's just the facts.
It's just not a cliche. It's a fact.
It's a fact. And she needs to heal. I could just see the brokenness even with her looking, through her smile. I can sense from that message that she is hurting. She's hurting. No matter what she says,
yeah,
she's hurting.
Yeah. All right. So we're wishing light and love to Maisha Chaney and Pastor Wayne Chaney. If you want Tatiana over there, go get you some Tatiana. Thank you for watching, everybody. Continue to click that like button and continue to share. We have much more to get into. Thank you for commenting. We are almost at 15,000 subscribers. Hit the membership link in the description box. Will you do that? And if you would be so kind as to donate to the St. James Show, donate to my guests today. Their cash apps are sending under their name right there for JP and for Jessye. So if you would be so kind, show some love to the panel today and throw them a few dollars just for their time, just for their wisdom, just for who they are. All right. So make sure that you support the St. James Show today. Yes, prayers for both of them. Yes. Yes. Let's see. What else do we want to talk about?
So Richmond, I see that they told y'all to go home. I am actually at the venue right now in Richmond. I am so sorry that you guys were told to go home. I am here and I'm walking out on the stage. The promoters pulled a nasty trick. I am here. I'm sorry y'all were told to go home, but I am in Richmond. I am at the venue and I'm walking on the stage.
Get your ass off the stage.
I'm out here now. They're trying to stop me. It is 8:28.
Started at 4.
I'm so sorry you guys were told to go home. And my team is here. Happy Mother's Day, guys.
I gave my opinion the other day. You can go back to the my last one and see my opinion. This was on Mother's Day, just this past Sunday, May 12th. Concert started at 4 o'clock. Her set time was at 7 o'clock. She showed up at 8:30. Okay? Jessye.
She was a friend of mine. She used all she knew.
She lied.
She lied. That's what she did.
Terrible.
Tasha. The only trick was your hairstylist with that too little wig.
Did they trick her?
Ooh, child, the ghetto. I've said my piece in the comments the last time. The biggest thing is I'm so tired of these entitled Christians. So sick of them. You ask to work at the restaurant. What is the worst time to work?
Yeah.
It would be Friday, when everybody's getting off of work. it's Sunday after those big backs go to get from church. You
Yeah.
got people shouting, turning up for Jesus, and you're giving people hell immediate after. And that's all that is exemplified with Tasha's demeanor. She's been getting away with it for years, and it
Her
needs
whole
to
facial.
stop now.
Yeah. Her whole facial, it was just like, you want to hear break every change to come out of that attitude? Go ahead, JP.
No, I didn't. I think I put a comment in that said, and they told the people to go home, and you should have went home.
Yeah.
Because you don't show up. First of all, respect your fans.
Yeah.
You know, this is how you make your livelihood, and there is no such thing as entitlement when you are a servant.
Right.
And whether you're a performer, you know, whether you are, you know, whatever, whether you're on the drums or whether you're on the mic, whatever you are a servant. And you don't, you respect your fans. Those people came to see her, and, you know, to show up at 8:30 to a venue that was at 4:00, and you know, and expect that people would stay there and wait because of what? You know,
because she's who she is.
She's
Tasha Cobbs Leonard.
And well, I kind of know who she is now. I know who Tasha Cobbs is, and I like her music.
But you really know who she is now.
That's my point, right? That's my point. And so, where's the respect?
Go home, Roger.
Yeah, that part. You know, you would say they told the people to go home. Hey, love bug, you should have gone home too. You know.
And the thing about it, if she's walking on stage at 8:30, her set is 7 to 7:30. They said Marvin Sapp had to keep singing,
right,
until he was hoarse.
Right.
They said she did show up in Fayetteville the day before, 2 days before, because you know Al Wash had all these concerts going on.
Days in a row, I think.
Huh?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think he had 3 back.
Yeah, so she showed up, and I'm wondering how it went in Fayetteville. Something in my spirit says, even though if she was on stage, but I guarantee that business and her attitude behind the scenes was probably something going on. Yeah, because she totally just disrespected the audience, disrespected the promoter by coming that late. And like someone in, you know, like I said the other day in the comments, you know, there was a totally different way to approach that live. You know, I'm sorry, I'm late.
Humbly apologize.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do to rectify it for you, Richmond. You know, I'll come back. I'll do it for free. You know, something like that.
Yeah.
It would have been better if she just didn't say nothing at all. How about that?
Well, that part, Jesse, you know, that would have been
a lot of people just talking these days.
Too much.
Just talking too much.
Like, don't say anything. You know, it's like you throw a rock, and the one that hollers is the one that got hit. You know, so just don't say, don't talk. Stop talking.
Tasha need to beg the Lord here. Should never go ticket together. There will be a no show. And Lauryn Hill said she's having a second album. I say it'll be late. She brought that out today. She's about to do a second album. Okay. All right. I
went to see Anita Baker a couple of months ago. She was here in Dallas, and she was late coming to, you know, she was late coming on stage. But she said, you know, she apologized for being late, and she said that she was going to stay and give Dallas everything that they should have. And she stayed. I mean, the concert went like almost an hour past the time that, you know, she was only about 5 minutes late. But she stayed, and she gave private. I mean, people were still milling around in the stadium, and she was still singing to people and, you know, taking requests. And she set up 2 stages so that she could be. I turned around, she was right behind me, and she was phenomenal. But the spirit of humility made her, you know, I don't know. I mean, I understand that she's messed up and things like that, but I gave her all the grace in the world when she came in there and knew how to humble herself and admit that she was wrong, and that she didn't respect the people like she should have and coming on stage late.
Yeah. Keisha, what'd you say? Sounds like she was lost on the program. Started at 4. She was, yeah. She was last on the program,
Yeah,
which
she
was
close out.
I guess 7:30. Let me see, 4, because they had like 4 people. Charles Jenkins, he ain't gonna do nothing. Did me war, what else he gonna do? What else he gonna do? I tell you, he's still carrying around that song and making money on it. That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. It reminds me of what Donald Lawrence said last night. He was on a panel honoring Walter Hawkins, and he was saying how Daryl Coley did not like When Sunday Comes.
Really?
He was like,
usually artists are like that.
He was like, what's this mess you done brought me?
Really?
But after he sung it,
right,
and then sung it again, he had to come back a few years later and say, Donald, that song has paid my bills for the last 3 years.
Became his sponsor almost. Yeah.
Yeah. So here are some wonderful content creators. If you guys would go and subscribe to them, we have Rosalind Brinson, Sean Talks, Really BTV, Chef Don Don. So make sure that you are and over there at Messy Jessye over there. JP is still getting it all together, right, JP?
Yes.
We still getting it together. So
you'll be the first to know when I launch.
I'll be the first to know. We will shout you out. Yeah. There will never be another Daryl Coley. Never, ever. Yeah, when Sunday comes. So it's crazy, but I'm teasing Charles Jenkins, but you can take these songs and they can pay your bills for lots of years if you do it right.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was just wanted to say before we moved on, because y'all know I went to the one in Detroit.
Yeah, that's right. Tell us about it. You went to the one in Detroit.
So I didn't know nothing about this. Was me and Al Wash actually was given a ticket by my cousin. So first of all, the show started on time, 8:00.
That they say Al don't play, but go ahead.
And St. James already know I'll be late for everything. So
you was on time today. We're gonna put this down in the books. Go ahead.
Right. But I was we was walking through the door like about 8:00. So so the show started, they was talking. Yolanda Adams was the first one on. That was the
first one, huh?
The first one on.
Wow.
Hezekiah was the second one on.
Okay.
And Hezekiah is my fave, and it's just one little thing. I was standing up. We was in the second balcony at the Fox Theater, and I'm standing up. Everybody underneath us was standing up. This old hag that was behind me. King, do you mind sitting down?
Sitting down. I know.
I told my cousin, I was like, come on, let's go. We're gonna go down some. So we
yeah.
But anyway, so then John came on.
John P. Key.
John P. Key. The same man. Because I was thinking when I saw the flyer, I was like, oh, John, he probably ain't gonna show up. What whatever. He came out there. They had to carry him across the stage or whatever.
Wheel him in.
Yeah. They didn't wheel him in because he's too proud to do that.
Right. But he probably needed to be.
He probably did. But they brought him over. Zacardi did all the singing. It was another one.
Of
course. And he did maybe like a 15-minute set because they were about to run out of time. It's an 11 o'clock.
Get these lights up. I'm gonna go get William McRae.
Or else. Period.
Or else.
But so and then Ty Tripp. Well, after Hezekiah went up, the people was just like, okay, yeah, clap your hands if you've been delivered. Yeah, whatever. Come on. And then Ty Tribbett got up and he did I forgot one of his popular songs, but then he started doing that new stuff. All them old people got up and left. It was only millennials and Gen Z still sitting there dancing or whatever. So it was overall a good show. Tasha, she just really made herself look like a 8.
And like I pointed out the other day, you see when Larry Reid called what's his name? the comedian who hosted. I forget his name. Somebody put in the chat. But he said, "Oh no, she was just late."
Jonathan Slocum.
Slocum. There you go. Yeah. He said, no. She was just late. Bottom line, it had nothing to do, no nasty tricks, no nothing like that. So, I can tell you, even though when I told the story about him having to sue Juanita Bynum, Al Wash, but this man has been business for years and his reputation has followed him. He's been pretty impeccable with these concerts. And let me tell you, concerts, when I give them, they're not always what you expect. Things happen, but when you're dealing, I'm not going to work with him anymore, honey. Tasha, let me just give you a little a secret. Come here, baby. They're not calling your people. You're not going on no Al Wash shows unless you go back and you humble yourself.
Yeah,
because she's forgetting. She's hawking a book that probably is going to go nowhere because her attitude is bad. But she's forgetting what her bread and butter is. It's getting on the road and doing concerts.
Your fans, yeah.
And be for real, when was the last time she had a real hit?
Yeah. Break Every Chain is not hers. That belongs to Planet Shakers and them folk. I mean, she made it big for us, but Planet Shakers have been singing it already for years. So you got famous, not even on a song you wrote. You're not even getting any royalties on the song. The white man is getting the royalties while you're going out and putting more money in his pocket. So the only way that she can make real money off the song is singing it on a stage, getting a honorarium for it, getting a booking fee for it. So to bite the hands that are trying to feed you, as in the promoters, that's the wrong thing to do.
Clearly.
So I hope she comes to herself. And, she's online. She's dancing with her son. She's doing some other things, promoting her books, trying to overshadow this, which, first of all, you should have did in the beginning and not said anything about it. That would have been better than doing what you did. So it is what it is. She said, I didn't even know that. No, that's not her. That's Planet Shakers. I would play it for you. Look it up on YouTube. It is there. They even have verses that we've never heard of before.
Oh,
that always happens.
And when I did it at my church, I did the other verses. I went real good and white. I went Planet Shakers.
You did the edited. We got the edited version.
Y'all do the edited version. Yes. Yeah.
Got it.
I believe it's Planet Shakers. I want to make sure. Let me just see something real quick because I don't want to misquote myself. Because it's Planet Shakers break. Yep. Is it Planet Jesus Culture? It might be Jesus Culture. I think it's Jesus Culture is who does it. Yes, Jesus Culture. They're like a Planet Shake. They're like Elevation and stuff like that. Yeah. Same difference. Same folk. Anyway, okay. All right, everybody, make sure that you are hitting like right now. And just before we end it, for the people who just came in, let's just give them a little reminder of the video of Tasha Cobbs, and then we'll move on, Tasha.
Sorry. I'm really, really sorry. This is not... So, Richmond, I see that they told y'all to go home. I am actually at the venue right now in Richmond. I am so sorry that you guys were told to go home. I am here, and I'm walking out on the stage. The promoters pulled a nasty trick. I am here. I'm sorry y'all were told to go home. But I am in Richmond. I am at the venue, and I'm walking on the stage.
Excuse me, ma'am. Get off the stage.
I'm out here now.
Just so disrespectful.
They're trying to stop me. It is 8:28.
And you want to break some chains. Break your own chain.
I'm so sorry you guys were told to go home.
You want to
and my teeth is here. Happy Mother's Day, guys. Sorry. I'm really, really sorry. This is not anything I could have done about this. Nasty. Right, I couldn't say nothing else. Trust me, I won't ever work with this promoter again.
No problem.
All right. I love y'all.
No, you don't. What's up? I'm out of town. Good to see you in the chat tonight. So yeah, I wanted to just, okay, Tasha, we'll move on, Tasha. I know you looking, talking about that old heifer. Hey, don't call me that. Let's move on. All right. Before we get to the main event that I'm sure everyone here wants to check out, these folks, a 99-year-old man divorced his 96-year-old wife after 77 years of marriage because he discovered an affair she had in the 1940s.
Shut up right now. No. That's fake news, right?
No, this is true. This is true news.
Oh, well, okay.
Is that really true love, or is that just ridiculous?
Well, at least he didn't put a list up.
What's your deal breakers, JP?
I'm gonna, I would probably say infidelity is high on the list.
Okay, all right.
Because a lot of things you can work through, it just depends. But I would say, what breaks people up most often, people that I, coach, are infidelity.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, infidelity and finances. Those are two things at the top of the list. And then the third most common discussion is sex or lack thereof.
Lack thereof. Yeah. Or you're getting too much from somebody else.
Incompatibility or something of that nature. But yeah.
What are your deal breakers in the chat, everybody? Come on, Saints, in the chat. I want you to type, what are your deal breakers in regards to a divorce or breaking up with your significant other? What are how about you, JP? You'll just deal with everything. What's going on?
I mean, I think, Eddie, you can work through a number of things. Let's just be honest, right? You can work through a number of things. If you can talk through it, you seek to understand, and there's respect. Some things are naturally going to be workable, but there are some deal breakers.
Nola girl said he just had to wait for confirmation for about a few decades.
From 1940, at least he's patient.
Yeah,
he has gift of patience. But I don't
love is kind, love is patient. How about you, Jesse? What's your deal breakers?
I'm like Wendy Williams. You embarrass me, and I'm out the door. You can go,
embarrassment, and you're out the door.
You embarrass me, and you don't follow my rules. You're out the door. Because she, told Kevin, you can go out and do you. Don't have no baby. Don't embarrass me.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Don't embarrass me. And then, so I heard about this story at work. So he had found a journal, or
I didn't really read deep into it because I just wanted to kind of get an kind of broad perspective. Yeah.
So I guess he had found like a piece of paper, a journal, or a letter or something that confirmed it. That's how he found out. And I was like, girl, you deserve to be divorced. Who just keeps papers for over half a century? That paper is older than my grandfather.
What's wrong with you, right? Like, what is wrong with you?
That's cheaters 101.
Right. Get rid of the evidence.
She's holding on to the memories.
That's just like keeping a receipt for a condom. Girl, get a grip.
Right. No lie. But somebody put in the chat, physical abuse. That's high on the list too.
That's high on the list. Very high.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah. We're not doing that. Just being me. Yeah, we're not doing that. And and domestic violence. Yeah.
Domestic violence. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. None of that. really be. See, you say you ain't touching me. Captain Powell, yeah. Liars. Ben say liars. And Brock said you ain't gonna cheat on her. You out the door, baby.
That part.
Keisha said lying and cheat. Because if they lie, they're cheat.
Cheat, they'll steal, right?
If they steal, they'll kill.
That's right. That's what my mom
seen it happen.
Tasha was. Getting back to Tasha, I had a musician friendship. He was sincerely saved and holy. Prayed by a day and worked with Tasha. Once he said she was a bitch, was shocked to hear him use the word. Well, let me tell you, these, you know, you have to realize when you start doing this, that's the scary part about this guy. When you're doing ministry and it just becomes mundane, the spirituality of it just starts to just slip away. You really have to catch yourself. Because you go into, that attitude of, inferiority, or, that you're thinking so much highly of yourself than you ought, and you're being nasty to people. You've forgotten about ministry. You're just a nasty person. You're nasty to the musician. You're nasty to the sound people. You fussing at the audience. All that is, when you have, I think, slipped away from the true auspice of ministry.
Yeah. Believe in your own purpose.
And and that makes me think about something else. It's a lot of gospel artists that's so nice. I'm thinking about Jessica Reedy, who's from my hometown.
Okay.
I've met Jessica a couple times because she was from my hometown, Saginaw, Michigan. The sweetest girl ever. She doesn't get all of these gigs. She wish she could get all of these gigs that Tasha is getting. And you go around being ungrateful, and that really put a bad taste in my mouth. Her attitude. I already didn't really listen to her music. That's not my type of gospel music, but she just, she is giving Kelly Price. It's giving Cocoa Puffs. It's giving Kimberly.
She was at Dream Center with William Murphy, because that's where she comes out of. That's where she got popular. Or that Dream Center with William Murphy. She was like I just loved her. I didn't know her personally, but the way how she looked, how her aura came off of the stage. I mean, it was just, but now it's just totally different to me. Even before the Mother's Day, it's just totally different to me. Yes, Cece is a sweetheart.
Very much so.
She over there had Joyce Myers preaching at her conference the other day. Somebody was saying about that. We were talking about, because they said that, the issue, we have all these people. They were like, dang, so many people were on that flyer for these mothers. But the sad part about it, we don't pay for stuff unless we see multiple people. People, there's not a whole bunch of CeCe Winans out here who can. CeCe is still riding on that praise the Lord money, or praise the Lord notoriety. With Tammy Faye and Jim Baker.
And she going to white churches.
That's right.
These chicken shit gigs.
That's where BB and CeCe, they were on the PTL with Tammy. So they gained all those relationships. So they're able to still continue that and still work into that. And they just navigated through that thing. So CeCe can go and have a concert and go on a tour, have one opener, and she's on the stage. Us, we got to have Yolanda Adams, Kirk Franklin, Fred Hammond, Marvin Sapp, the Clark sisters, in order for us to get
the
people in the seats.
Yeah, get the ticket. Yeah.
And one thing I noticed, I don't think, at least the one in Detroit, I don't think those were all like church goers, because it was a lot of us up in there drinking them Jamaica Me Happies, and I was in the number.
Those venues love when the gospel people come. Turn the bar up, buy some extra. Highly favored. Yeah.
Won't he make you clean? Inside.
Won't he make you? The bar be open, baby. Open.
Not the bar.
Oh, it be open. Oh, yes, it does. All right, y'all. So today, you know, Vincent Terrell Hill is back, y'all. Larry Reid, you better hide because he came out today. He put a little trailer in, so he's doing a 4-part docu series or what have you,
Right.
every day this week. He did it today, and then it'll be tomorrow up until Sunday.
Mhm.
And let's just hear a little bit about what he said on today, and then I'm going to. Well, before we do that, I don't know if you did. Any of you see Larry Reid on another platform today talking about him and Buddha?
Talking about.
Talking about their relationship.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you saw that today.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny because Vincent had sent me the link
Mm-hmm.
to his video before he premiered it. And I viewed it.
Mm-hmm.
And as I viewed it, I said, okay. And then I saw Larry on the other platform. And he was going in and talking about their relationship. Thank you, Tanya. Is that the right person? Tangela. Make sure you guys are supporting the platform and you're supporting my panel guests. Their cash apps are under their names. So I had viewed the video before he premiered it, and I was listening to Larry, and I wanted to tell Larry, you know what he says about other people. Shut up. Shut up. Because as we listened to it, all he gave today was background on what he believes, why he believes he's attracted or connects to abusers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Vincent.
Right. You're talking about what Vincent said. Yeah.
That's what Vincent was saying.
Yes.
But what Larry was saying, he got all deep into it about when they did this and when they did that. I guess getting ahead of the story before it came out today. But this is what Vincent, a little portion of what Vincent shared today.
What was my family like growing up? Jesus, it was bad. Now, this is my opinion. If you ask my father, he would say different. You ask my sister, she would probably give a different response. But it was not best. Why? It wasn't best. My mother was heavy-handed with corporal punishment. And I think each child experiences it differently. And for me, it weighed on me maybe more than my brothers and sisters. Mm. So even if there is a good time, you spend a lot of your time making sure that you don't deserve a whooping, because a whooping was a big deal, because it just wasn't, like pop, 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 pop. It was strong.
Physical abuse. Taking the autonomy of another through harm of their physical body.
And I don't want to share it all. I want everybody to, if you want to check it out, you can go to Vincent Terrell Hill's channel. I believe it's Safe Space, something like that. Mm-hmm. And you can view the view the video. Are you saying the donation today is $1,515? Okay, all right, there it is. There's the donation, y'all. Thank you so much, Tangela. So when I was listening to it, and it really kind of hit home with me because, and I put in the chat there, he was talking about how the abuse from, well, we say abuse, But back in the day, you know, JP, it was just discipline. It was good old church, not spoiling the child, not sparing the rod.
Right.
You know. But I don't think the parents really, they were so heavenly that they really didn't realize the damage that it was doing to children. I remember, and he talked about, because I think that thing was from zero to extension cord, talking about being whipped with an extension cord. I remember being whipped with an extension cord. Now, I can't say that I was beat as a child, but I can say that being whipped with an extension cord or with any other object is abuse. And I had to realize that when I had my daughter, I said, you know what? My mind just totally changed. I never whipped my daughter. I can stare at my daughter in her face and say something and she'll start crying. And that would kind of tear me up and I would back up a little bit, you know. So I never had to physically. One time, she was being a bully at her predominantly white school. She was not being but she was being the head of the bullies. You know, we have this leadership skill in us that just exudes. So she had a brigade of girls that were, you know, walking around in the recess. Said, no, we don't play with her. Okay, how you doing? We don't. And she had a whole team with her. I said, okay, that's what we're not going to do. All right. So, and I remember going to the house, me and her mom were already divorced. I went to their house. I went into the kitchen and got a little wooden spoon. I think she was probably about 7 or 8. I don't know. And I caught myself trying to hit her. She's running all around me. Her mom's over there laughing. And I'm like, you know what? This is not going to work. That was the first and last time I tried to spank my daughter. With, you know, we've always did like, stop that, you know, stop, you know.
Right.
But that was the first and last time that I tried to spank my daughter. But when I was listening to Vincent Hill's story, and it, like you said, it's no harm to his parents, his mother, but it's just that church brain, that what they think they ought to do or they think they should be doing to really, you know, discipline your children and raise them up the way they should go.
Right.
But unfortunately, it was a bamboo thing, Jacqueline. It was, but unfortunately, it has caused some trauma that we didn't know that leads us into other areas, traumatic areas in our life. What did you think about what you saw, JP?
You know, I really grasp, you know, I mean, I'm really grabbing at straws to try to understand the end game of this, but
you know what? We're going to speak about end game, but what do you think about what was said in the video today?
Yeah, I believe he was looking for a way to justify staying in a relationship that he classified as being abusive. But, you know, so let me just tell you that I just have a slightly different viewpoint about that, because he chose to be in a 13-year relationship.
However, they each want to put it, it was 13 years of something.
Right. And some people will say, you know, well, why did you stay with your abuser? You know, and we never know what the emotional attachment is that people have. But I think he was outlining that part of it today when he talked about his alleged abuse from his parent and how he was raised. To him, that was normal for him. You know, so if he was being abused in a relationship, in the relationship, he normalized it, and it was not for him something that raised any red flags. You know, he was more comfortable with it. So, you know, but it's really, it's difficult to say because I just believe, you know, he was really struggling to set this up around what happened to him as a kid and connecting the dots there. I don't think he connected all of the dots on today's, you know, program that he.
Yeah. And even in the beginning, I knew that when I watched, I knew that it wasn't going to be what people were running, you know, what going to be running over there to see.
Absolutely.
But I believe it is a setup.
Yeah, it's coming. Well, that's what he definitely set. He definitely laid the groundwork.
Yeah.
For why he perhaps stayed in what he perceived as being a relationship for 13 years, right? And why is it all coming out? Why did it all come out now? Is a question, that I don't know that any of us have the answer to.
Now, before we get to you, Jesse, it's like, that's the question of the hour. Is it really for click and views? Is it really for cleansing? Is it a get back?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a lover scorn? Because that's been thrown around.
Absolutely, it has been. It has been.
And only 89 likes have been thrown around on this video. How dare you guys?
That's abuse.
Ain't that sad? I feel abused. That's abuse. But again, when I heard Larry talking about his history with Buddha today, I was just like, okay, I need you to do what you say you tell other celebrities and gospel people and pastors to do. Be quiet and shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously, when I'm thinking about it, I'm going, talking too much. The first video had to have had more impact than we really realized that it had. It brought him and William back together.
Mm-hmm.
It brought other things that we wouldn't have thought, relationship that we thought would have been rekindled, to kind of fix and mend some things.
Yeah.
So it had to be a little bit more impactful than what was displayed.
Mm-hmm.
And by talking about it today and getting ahead of it, and I'm not even sure we know. Do we need to know anymore what happened?
I don't.
I don't think I do either.
I don't know the benefit of it, right? Because each one of those people who all or ever is involved, or they have worked through and they're satisfied, or whether it was complicit or whether it was complacent, however you want to look at it, but everyone seemed to be okay. And so why not just move on, right? Because I made a decision to be somewhere with someone for however long I decided to do that, whether they wanted to make it public or not make it public,
right.
But I stayed in that situation. But now it's not, you're not a part of it anymore. You're not in a relationship. So move on. And if you need to heal, does it need to be with a click and a view? I'm just asking, St. James, because
and these are questions. I didn't want to get on this panel and talk about it by myself, because people think that I'm going to just fly one way. I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't have anything against either one of them, to tell you the truth, Larry or Vincent.
No, and I just don't understand. So you're doing this is me 4-part series, and because I know his platform is not doing very well. And so he's struggling for subscribers and for people to be interested in it. I'm not really sure where he is in his content or what his niche is, because one night I looked at it, he was talking about sex magic, and then the next night he was talking about healing. Sex
magic.
Yeah, he had one on, I think it was this week, about sex magic. And so
could you explain that to me, JP, real quick?
Well, he's talking about how you use magic, and you use sex to create magic and bring, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, and you're using, sex in order to accomplish that.
Loose
right?
your Holy Ghost.
And so he could be doing some of that from afar, because that's a real thing. That's a real thing. So. I could do a whole dissertation about that, but we won't do that. Traveling and everything, and all of that stuff is real stuff. So I don't know where Vincent's platform is. And because he's all over the place, you know, it's hard to determine what his reason for putting this whole 4-part series together. I don't understand it. And it doesn't make me look at Larry in a bad way, because they were in a relationship allegedly. And even I think Larry may have alluded to some truth about that at some point.
Well, today he said, you know, Vincent's his mouth and his ass was always available. That's why he used it. That's what he said.
Yeah. So, you know, like you said a minute ago, are you scorned? You know, instead of being better, are you bitter? You know, could you take something from what you were a part of for 13 years and use that to get to the next level, you know, of who you are, to be whole and to move forward and to maybe appreciate whatever opportunities you had with Larry by choice, you know?
Yeah.
And then see it from a different perspective. But I'm looking at it from a different lens, you know, after hearing what he put out today. And I'm like, okay, this was a good, you know, I guess, segue into whatever else he's going to talk about. But, you know, I would like to sit down with him and say, help me understand.
Yeah.
What is it that you need? What do you need right now? What will make you feel whole in this whole situation? Because you can't put that on Larry. You know, I'm just saying.
And when we start proclaiming being a soul healer and, you know, helping other people, you know, cleanse, but
I'm struggling.
Yeah.
Physician, heal thyself. Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh, Jesse, what you got to say? Did you view the video, or what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I didn't see this whole 24-minute clip. I only saw the little short trailer thing that you had sent.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
but just the situation itself. What do you think? He's coming out with a 4-part series this week.
Right. So, you know, I think I gathered enough thoughts just based off of that little clip. And just digging around on his channel, because I'm gonna be honest, I'll listen to what you have to say about these situations regarding Whitehead, Larry Reid, you know, other people. Right. But other than that, I don't really dig any further than that. But this time I did. So
okay.
My first observation was, I feel that Vincent. Now, I'm somebody that went through a lot of childhood trauma myself.
Okay.
You know, and that does trickle over into your adulthood. Yes, this is proven. Okay. I think one thing that people don't realize and people don't talk about is that people will take, you know, like abuse come together and it turns into, I forgot what the term is. But a whole bunch of abused people will come together and create a community. Somebody knows what the term is out there.
Talking about where they start to side with their abuser?
No, not side with their abuser. Trauma
bonding.
Trauma bonding.
That's
they'll all get together. They'll all get together and start trauma bonding. And that creates a lot of toxic things. Yeah. And that's what I'm noticing that Vincent is trying to create. He's trying to create a community of people that are trauma bonded together and basically, you know, have to start making a codependency. Yeah. And that's just what I'm starting to observe with that, because I went through that. Like, you know, now I'm at the point where I don't want to be around a whole bunch of people that's been molested. I don't want to be around a whole bunch of people that's been physically.
Come on now.
Because that's reliving it over, and that's all we talk about. Yeah, child. And you know, it turns into a competition. You know, I got beat with a stick. I got choked and dragged across the room. Like, you know, I don't want to do that.
3 RAP'd me. No, 4 RAP'd me. You know. Yeah.
Narcotics and Alcoholics Anonymous. They rehearse.
So
Yeah.
That's what I'm noticing that he's trying to do, and I don't like it. Because it was a heavy emphasis, at least on that trailer, of abuse.
Yeah.
That was the word being thrown around, and I'm like, bro, this ain't it.
And because I personally, I think, the bottom line sometimes with a lot of people on the content creators is the clicks and the views. And when you don't have other income or supplement, you don't have other means of, you are needing the clicks and the views. And I know that when the initial dropped, subscribers went up, views were up, and then when he started doing his other content, it went down. But I guarantee you, with this, it'll go up again.
And another thing I thought about was, he may have experienced religion abuse with Larry, or gaslighting and things like that. I took that into consideration. But at the same time, are you going to apologize for your role in, all the religious abuse that Larry did, because you benefited from it? Have you apologized to all of those parishioners?
And he's acknowledged it, but sometimes it's like, okay, just because you acknowledged it, does it give you the right to now expose and reveal everything?
Right.
I don't know if that gives you the right to do that.
Yeah. It kind of canceled out your apology.
Yeah.
It's false pretenses, because now I've said it, but now I'm going to come back and expose you as a result.
And like I said, I think the biggest issue with the people who are disgruntled with Larry and the situation is just the hypocrisy of it. Now you're saying you put your peen inside him. Now you're saying his holes were available to you. But in times past, you did not acknowledge of being same gender loving. So I think that's the biggest issue people are having. Oh, I tell my business all the time. No, you sprinkled it, but you didn't really do it head on like you had to once Vincent came out with recordings. So I think that's the biggest issue. And then it goes to my question. What else do we need to know?
Right. Well, yeah. What's the end game? Then with series 4?
Yeah.
And how did you heal? Because I'm more concerned. We're interested in how you were healed. How I
think that's going to be in 4.
Okay.
But 2 and 3, I guess, is going to be the
nuts and bolts of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Huh?
And I better see some substantiated, concrete names, facts, dates, and times.
Well, Jesse, what we do have to give him now, he's produced more receipts than others.
That's true.
He has produced more receipts than others. Now, did you say River, the psychic lady, was the healer? Maybe. I don't know.
That's what, now he going around proclaiming the God in me. I was watching them videos. I was like, okay.
Well, see, yeah, like Nicola says, this is the first time we've heard it head on. I mean, with some absolutes.
Yeah.
But are we supposed to forget what you said before? And just, are we haters because we question? No, we're not a hater. I'm just listening to what you said before.
Yeah.
She said, Rawson said, that's why one should have more than one income source, seen in a few creative struggle. Yeah, because you start getting salacious, you start digging, you start having to do some wild, some strange things for a little change. You start just really, and to tell you the truth, and I would still say this, I wish Larry would not say anything else about it.
Yeah.
Because talk to your children, talk to the people around you, and let them know that, tell them your side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
But when money's involved, and money's involved in the ways of clicks and views and support. So we feel that we have to get out there and say things, but I would implore him to do what he has said he's done to other people and told them to be quiet and not talk about it. Because when I listened today, and I listened to him, and I was cringing because I was saying, you're talking too much. Already seen it. You're talking too much. Today has nothing to do with what you're talking about. He mentioned you absolutely not one time, but he was going on and on and on. And I was like, and it just makes me question discernment, prophecy, hearing from God. Where did that go, JP?
Yeah, I would lean on that, and let the voice be Vincent's voice, and move on with my ministry or my platform or what have you. Yeah, I would be quiet.
Yeah.
Let Vincent, say what he's going to say, because I feel like Larry's already said, what he needed to say back then when this first things started, unraveling. And I didn't need anything else, I didn't. So I just, I listen, of course, everybody has, some people can consider it morbid curiosity, but, you want to get on there and you want to hear it because you're looking for explanations. You're looking for a reason. You're looking to better understand, you're looking, even if people feel it's hypocrisy, they're looking to better understand why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Vincent, it will just be interesting if he gets what he needs out of this. If you're saying that you are working in a healing platform, a soul healer, that's your mind, your will, and your emotions. And that should be your focus. If I'm going to come to you as a soul healer, I need to know that your soul is healed.
Yeah. That's my thing with the whole thing. It's like, we never want to discredit somebody's story or muzzle their mouth.
No.
But I mean, when you're talking about you're a soul healer and you're this, people are looking at you like, it's just like, now I'm looking at Larry like, okay, who told you to go on that content creator's page and just start talking about it? The spirit didn't say, hold on, wait a minute. Don't do that. This is too much too soon, or you don't need to say anything about it anymore. We get it. We know what Larry likes and what Larry has done. We know now. So there was no need to get on there and say that. Now I don't know what 2 and 3 is going to come up with. The only thing I can think of is Vincent going towards the money aspect of the organization. We already know the sexual aspect of the organization.
Because that's all I really want to know about is the money. I don't, the sex is like, y'all was grown. What else?
So you think he may use that to alert the Internal Revenue about some things that they need to go check into, or is he trying to disclose something that?
That's my question, because I don't understand
what the motive.
Y'all screwed and y'all sucked. We know that. You've said that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been alerted to there's a whole male harem over there. Everybody's screwing, whether that be the truth or not. I mean, that's what's out in the atmosphere. So I don't care about you grown folks and what y'all doing over there in the bed. I don't care. But my issue is like, what else are we talking? inappropriate money stuff. I don't know what he can be.
Yeah. Is it something that hasn't previously been disclosed?
Yeah.
That's
I
what I
mean,
want to know about.
Yes.
that he alluded to it, and then they said he brought his accountant on, and even today he says only his accountant and him know about the finances. I don't know how wise that is, but he said only him and his accountant know about the finances of the organization. So, no one else can speak to it. In other words, you don't know what's going on over here with these finances, so you can't speak to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know. Why would he want to disclose? I don't know. Why would Hill want to, I guess it's maybe salacious to talk about things that you don't think people know about, and they can get to pull back the veil and see what's going on, where people are curious naturally and want to know. But that I don't know who, once you tell the story, there's no story to tell.
Yeah.
Right. So
that was my thing. Even when I seen the thing, I was like, well, we were still waiting on the interview because he said he was going to do an interview after and we haven't got the interview yet.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't know what else we would get in the interview.
No. But he didn't do the interview, so that speaks to your credibility, by putting that out there that you never came back. So you're saying that you're no better than the person that you're trying to accuse or attack their credibility. You know what I mean? It's a lot. And it just smacks of, what is it that you need, man? That's what I need to know. What are you trying to get? What is it that will help you, be healed and move on? Because all of the energy his little trailer was done well.
Yeah. We have to give him his production is much better. I mean, it's a good production he does.
Yes, it was.
He said he was the hands of Larry Reid Live, and Larry doesn't say that's true, but I'm looking at his production, their production.
It was good.
Yeah.
Something that you would look at, that you would see on, Murder for one of those TV shows that comes on these little clips. But I thought it was done well. So for me, I would say, Hill, take those energies, because you clearly have some gifts, talents, abilities. And so take those things and, leverage those things to get to where you need to be, and stop looking back, stop looking in the rearview mirror, because there's nothing back there that's going to help you or benefit you. That would be my advice to him.
And the thing about it, and it's even been said by Larry, a lot of those people in his home and around him, they're all dependent upon him. If he goes down, they all go down. The money stops.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, Vincent, is that your end game?
Yeah. And why would that be? Why?
Destroy the whole gamut?
Yeah. Why would you want to do that? I mean, I don't know. No one knows the level of your pain, No one knows the intensity of your hurt, but that's what he needs to be healed from, right? Whatever that is, because it's clearly has him locked. As long as you have someone has you in that kind of mind frame, they're controlling you.
Yes. He got on there talking about, they were saying his member, he was talking about a wonderfully, because they were like, he can't get over you. You must have a golden peen and all that. He was talking about how beautiful it was and how anointed it was or whatever.
Larry looked like his breath stank.
But it's just, things like that. It's like, I don't understand why you would even have to, if you have a golden goose between your legs, then just, grant it to who's ever, worthy. I don't need to come out and tell y'all nothing about it if you ain't gonna get it. It just makes me think, now, excuse me, now he's trying to debunk Lester Peltier's thing that it was small. You know, so it's like you're just saying too much. Too much is going on. What are you talking about, lovely? Do you know you want some of that stuff? You
Ooh,
too,
child.
y'all want you too, Jackie. Get you a little bit of it, Jacqueline.
No, no, ma'am. I'll pass.
Them people, these are lovely commenters don't got time to be going down to the clinic. They don't got time for that.
Yeah.
Jessica S said it's not his team, it's the hold he has over their yes, it's totally emotional.
Yeah.
I won't say
they're like a hostage. You mean they're held captive, you know, and it's like a stronghold. You know, that whatever that thing is that holds you strong is a stronghold, and that needs to be broken. That needs to be whatever that spirit is that he's can't let that go. And you can look at Vincent. I mean, this is just my opinion through my eyes. I look at him and I see that there's a lot of pain and struggle there, and he's locked in a space and a time that is preventing him from going forward. And I believe he has the talent to go forward, but he's locked in. He's locked, and he's relying on hurting Larry, I guess, to make him feel better. I don't know how he feels that's going to help him.
I don't either. Because
that was the thing that I struggled with my abusers, was wanting to get justice back and revenge, and that just kept me for years. I couldn't get close to God. I couldn't get further in my career. I couldn't get done with school. I was depressed all the time, gaining weight, you know, not living to my fullest potential because I was going in this same cycle. And like I was saying before, I recognize as somebody that has survived from being a victim. Now I'm a victor. I'm not using that same terminology, but I recognize that Vincent is still in that victim mentality.
Yes.
And how can you go around ministering to people if you still ain't healed from that? It's not gonna work.
No, it's not. You're not.
No.
Because what you're doing is transferring spirits. And you know, your spirit of pain, or your spirit of, you know, hurt, or whatever that is, even a spirit of, you know, it could be divination, you know, and you're transferring that spirit to somebody who may be pure, who may really need healing.
Yes.
And they're sitting down with you, and you can't minister to someone when you're in a dark place.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you're right, Jesse, you let that go, and that's when you got your freedom.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's when you started to live again, right? When you
it wasn't through angel numbers, it wasn't through tarot cards, it wasn't through, you know, sex and eating and money and this and that. Who was it through? It was through Jesus, boo.
You had to go back to your first love.
Yeah.
How about that?
You're trying to fill a hole with all of these other things when there's only one person that can satisfy that, right?
Larry's here, y'all,
and help you move on.
Inside, bless you. Hey, Larry, welcome to the platform.
But you know, so that's the thing. I mean, go and get healed, right?
Yeah.
And Jesse, what you said, and I love that, because you said you were not allowing those people who victimized you,
right,
continue to control you.
Right.
Right. You wanted your freedom. You wanted your peace. You realized that they were holding you captive.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. I'm just saying. And I think that's where Hill is by choice. And I'm just sorry, you don't reserve the right to destroy people because you cannot be free.
Oh, say that again, JP. Oh, that hit me.
Yeah. You don't reserve the right to destroy people when you cannot be free. You can choose to be free. That's nobody else's responsibility, you know, because we all have a past.
I mean, listen, I'm with Jesse. If we can sit back and go to the recesses of our minds and pull out some things that could really shape us, continue to shape how we move and operate in this life. But we have to make a choice.
You do.
Just as the song says, I've decided to make Jesus my choice. We have to we have to really decide to say, even if you tell your story, you got to tell your story and you got to go on about your business.
Right. Yeah. Tell your story from the position of being victorious.
Come on now.
Right. And then you can help someone else. If I'm still in the wilderness, I don't know how to help you out of the wilderness. If I'm still in the wilderness. Right. And guess what? That's not anybody else's responsibility. You know, I'm not blaming you, St. James, because I'm stuck in a place when I could have clicked my heels 3 times and been home.
And get there, had been home.
You know what I'm saying? Because you've always had it in you. Home. But you didn't, you missed all of the opportunities were all around you.
So you saying we always had it in us.
Always.
Conquer this thing.
Absolutely. When you choose to do that. And it's not the man behind the curtain that has the power. You're trying to push it off on someone else and make this person have the power. And they don't. When this person's gone on with their life and moved on, right? And you're still stuck in a time and a place that's holding you captive. And that's not the other person's fault. That's just what I believe.
Well,
yeah, and you're never gonna be healed. You're never going to get healed trying to get back at the next person. It's not gonna happen.
It's not worth it.
Get in that word instead of reading all these affirmations. Get in that word. He said, "You got to forgive your neighbor."
Right.
Yeah.
What would be the problem with that?
You forgive your brother.
And then you get power. That's powerful.
It's a two-sided thing, Amanda. It's a two-sided thing here because we're seeing it how it's kind of it's just being displayed in a couple different ways with both Larry and Vincent. Jesus dropped the charger. Y'all so crazy.
Yeah, and I've been seeing Amanda been going off. And I didn't want
Amanda don't like people around here, and she makes it known.
I didn't want to single her out, but since you clicked on the comment out, I just wanted to say something. Boo, my personal feelings, both of them are in the wrong. That's my personal thing. I don't like the way neither one.
No, I think so too. I think both. I'm with you, Jesse. There's some elements where I think both could have done things totally different. But I would say, like I said, I don't know what 2 and 3 is going to bring, but I don't think it's going to bring freedom.
And you can get that false sense of freedom. That stuff is crazy. You be like, "Oh, I'm free. I'm doing this. I'm doing good." They'll come right back. That ain't that real freedom.
Yeah,
I've experienced it.
Yeah. Well, we don't need to beat a dead horse, but
yeah.
I really wanted to get some more insight. I just didn't want to come on and talk about it on my own and just give my own. I really wanted to kind of open it up to see, okay, what are other people thinking? Am I just thinking about this stuff on my own? You know, is my thinking off? You know, I want to be sensitive to Vincent, but and I want to tell Larry to shut the hell up. It's just like, come on. I mean, I need everybody just to go to their corners. And I've said that before. Everybody, because let me tell you, if we throw all of our crap in the middle of the ring, baby.
Yeah. Everybody has issues.
Yeah.
There are, listen, there are things that you, me, and everyone else will take to our grave.
Yeah.
and not just about us, about things that we know about other people.
Right.
You know?
Right. Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. And so, but listen, if 2 and 3 series 2 and series 3 will heal him, I'll be very surprised.
Me too. Like you said, I had some friends, even in the gospel music industry and in the pastors and things like that. When I started blogging and started getting a little bit of traction, they were scared, and some of them kind of backed off a little bit until they seen where I was going. And I told them, no, I'm not. I'm not here to be William McRae. That's what he has been doing. That's his area. If he wants to expose and do different, that's his thing, and I don't knock him for it. But we can all sit. We have to keep some things. I got a lot of things in my bosom.
Yeah.
But it's not necessary to reveal all that. It's just not necessary.
No.
You
know what, St. James, I really appreciate the fact that you respect other opinions, even if they don't align to your own. And I respect that, because it's hurtful if you say something and I'm not going to agree with someone just for the purpose of agreeing, right?
Yeah.
And so or because I don't want to get blocked or canceled or whatever. I appreciate the fact that you can have a voice, and that's all we're saying is, we're not taking, I'm not taking sides and joining camps or anything like that.
No.
And I resent the fact that I would be made to feel that I needed to.
Right. And that's one thing I don't want. I've seen on other platforms where that takes place, and I'm like, no, not over here. You can have long enough it's respectful, and I've always said that, even in the chat, long enough you're respectful. And no, I will not highlight every comment in this chat, so stop it. I do have that prerogative, okay? I read them, I can see them, but no, I will not.
That's
because Amanda will get me canceled.
Oh no!
Just with her comment.
But you can have a voice, and
you can have a voice.
And there's so much content out there. There's enough for everyone. Everybody's not going to like everybody's flavor of tea, but that's the beauty of what we have, and there's choices. And so I just respect the fact that you have this kind of conversation, and we can have a differing opinion, even if it's differs slightly or maybe drastically, but I really respect that.
Who mentioned Conscious? Because me and Conscious cool. Me and Conscious are real cool. We ain't got no problems. Conscious is messy like all of us. That's So we cool. We good. We good. Well, listen, y'all. I don't want to we can't hold it up. I got to get out of here. Ain't had no dinner. It's only 7:20 here, and I usually eat before 7. So I'm late today. River say he's trading his sorrows. He's trading his pain. He's laying it down for the joy of the Lord.
That's yes, Lord. I agree. Amen.
Old man River's always going to come back.
Old man River ain't what he used to be. Amanda said, yes, please don't highlight all my comments. I appreciate the fact that you allow people to speak. They don't need to be highlighted, but you can put them in the chat. Uncle Paul, I don't know who you are, but you've been cutting up a little bit too. Just a little bit. I ain't highlighted all your stuff either, but you all right over here. Jesse, do you have a channel? Jesse, where's your channel?
It's
Messy Jesse.
I thought they put it in there. Drop Jesse's channel.
Forget me, yeah.
Larry says, my comment on Tai is because of his level of commentary. What I said on this platform, I said to those that you served close with me months before any of this started. I feel you, Larry, but I just didn't feel, me personally, I just didn't want you to say anything. I really didn't. I don't think you needed to come out and regurgitate what we've already heard before. I mean, it's your prerogative, it's your platform, it's your brand. and I respect, that, and you can do what you want. But me personally, I would have followed your advice, Larry, and I would have shut up. I just wouldn't have. But I understand. I mean, sometimes you just can't keep it to yourself. He says, me and my community is not affected, and he is not focused. He was like family, and we know him better than anyone. Our focus is on ministry. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
That's
I
a
mean,
good
and you have to have that focus because we don't know what else is coming up the pipe.
Mhm.
They need to, but the commentary was great. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's focused on, that's the thing. That's what I'm basically saying about Hill. Get a focus and
There's the link, Larry, if you wanted to come up. But go ahead, JP.
Don't make Larry your focus or anyone else your focus. And I respect the fact that Larry is saying, hey, I'm gonna stay in this lane, and you can't take these detours and be distracted, because it's very easy to get distracted out here. That's why I don't subscribe to a lot of channels, because I don't like the the infighting and all of that kind of foolishness. I like to subscribe to who I like to subscribe to, and I enjoy that.
Yeah.
And I don't like to feel like I'm a bad guy because I don't like somebody that you like or that you dislike. So, but I think Larry is wise to, you said, kind of, but to stay focused on what your assignment is, right? Stay focused on that. And don't let yourself be sidetracked, because people will reel you in, and and all they do is cast a wide net, and it's not necessary for you to get stuck in the whole cyclical pattern of some other people's dysfunction. And I think you agree with that, St. James. You can't get caught in dysfunction. Yeah.
And the thing about it, I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something to that. There's nothing, like it says, there's nothing else coming up the pipe. That is true about me and my community that I haven't already heard. I think he's grieving out loud and calling it healing. Well, that's what JP and Jessye did allude to. I mean, that's kind of what it is. I mean, we don't want to say someone shouldn't do it, but we're just acknowledging what we think it is.
Yeah. Yeah. He's bleeding publicly.
Yeah.
He's hemorrhaging in the public. And I don't think that that's a good place for anyone to be, Yeah. And I think he needs to, stop the bleeding, but he's not going to do it by continuing to rehearse what he believes is his injustice, right? Because it's a perception.
Yeah. Now, Prophet Larry, I know Shamarko has told you to be quiet. I know in my spirit that man has told you to be quiet. Don't say nothing. And you ain't listen to him. But I understand. I definitely understand it. River, before we leave, River done came and joined us, y'all. I'm going to let him be on here. He ain't on camera, but I'm going to let him be on here.
Listen, I'm in my car. Can y'all hear me?
All right, Larry. Yeah, we can.
So first of all, I want to just say that God has spoken tonight through my amazing family, JaiP Jessye. You guys rocked it. And of course, thank you for hosting such a healthy conversation about healing, closure, true humility, and true leadership. And it starts within. And so much of what we're seeing is like a facade. And people that really know healing and that really know the healer can see straight through the facade. And it's like, wow. And so what I love about this conversation is I think the frequency was so high that it attracted the necessary energy. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. Yeah, so I just wanted to just honor this amazing panel. I would definitely be donating tonight. And I was able to speak to, what's his name? Hill.
Vincent,
Yeah, I was able to speak to Hill. And I believe that whatever he shared, to some degree, it's kind of like the law, the law of reciprocity. Like a lot of dirt went down, and I've learned that. And you know what too? That's why I repent to God and my enemies. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
I repent to God and my enemies, because you never know what somebody can try to bring up, but when you've really done the spiritual work of being forgiven and forgiving, a lot of times you like that stuff doesn't have to come back up, because you've already resolved everything you need to, and really expose yourself. So you don't have to expose me. I'm not going to say I'm straight and I'm gay. I'm not going to say I'm, what is it, polyamorous and I'm bisexual. You know what I'm saying? Just expose what you've done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Expose yourself so that nobody can pull something up 15 years ago on you. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, I believe that was our biggest thing, is what we heard in the past and what we were hearing. It was confirming what we probably already knew, but that was the issue. That was the issue. It wasn't about what people did. It's just what you said you didn't
what
do.
You said, yeah. Because St. James, like you said, because in all truth, you don't owe people your business.
You don't.
Who you sleep with is your business.
Don't.
You don't owe anybody your sex life, your freakiness, your menage a trois, your abstinence, all of it. Your sexuality is sacred. You don't owe the public a conversation about your sexuality. But once you start going into it, and then you're presenting something that's not complete, folk are gonna get you, especially in social media. Especially they're coming for you, bro. And then and you've exposed other people, so that's a whole nother platform that you've got to manage. Like, okay, I got my stuff, I'm exposing your stuff, I'm telling everybody else they got to be whole.
Everything,
and they got to be right.
Everybody's stuff.
Then all this stuff is in the back on me. Let me tell you something, and I won't go into detail, but in my 20s, I made one of the biggest mistakes of my life.
Who'd you get pregnant?
Nobody. No, none of that. And had it not been for the ministry of Donald Lawrence, when the Saints go to work, you know what I'm saying? Like his ministry of songwriting and worship pulled me out of the darkest season of my life. I almost lost it was a 7-day depression where I could have lost my sanity. I could have lost everything, but
he's a top, y'all. Go ahead.
No. We ain't going to all that. But here's
my
point.
That was Larry, not you.
Every man wants a woman.
You know, but listen. So the presence of God pulled me out in worship, but I got it right with God, but not the person I hurt. So in 2019, which is about 20-some years later, I ran into this person, and I tried to run away from them. And it's like God allowed our paths to cross 2 more times, until the 3rd time we were face to face, and I couldn't run.
Right.
And I couldn't run. So that final face-to-face encounter, we had like a 45-minute conversation, and I apologized to them. And I never saw them again. And everything that was not settled was settled that day. And that taught me something, like when the Bible says, be not deceived, God is not mocked, whatsoever a man sowed, that shall he also reap. That's a spiritual law, bro.
Don't reap. Don't reap. Yeah.
And no one can escape that. Y'all still there?
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Jesse.
we still here.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can hear you, River. We done told you about them androids, but
that's why you're on this panel. You can't get your shit together. Go ahead, Jesse.
I'm probably going off kilter with this, but it's something that kind of disturbed me. Larry had made a comment that said, "If I don't care about Vincent, I wouldn't care." But his eyes, he basically what he said that I don't like. He said,
"Oh, wait. I know what it is."
Hold on. Let me. Okay. We'll bring you back. Stay down there, River.
Okay. What he said there is, he said he's not okay. You're gaslighting this man. I don't like that. And this is what we're saying. This is why we're saying you need to shut up, because now you're coming off as a manipulator, abuser. Shut up. Go back in your corner. Don't say nothing else, because this is not a good look. This is classic manipulation 101. It happened to me firsthand from my own father. That's the first thing he went back and said. Oh, he's not okay. He's going through some mental stuff. Yes, I was going through some mental stuff because I was dealing with PTSD, complex PTSD. Yes, of course. So, Larry, just be quiet. Listen to us. Be quiet. That'll help you in the long run. You tell everybody else to be quiet. Be quiet. I just had to get that off my. I said what I said, Larry. You're gaslighting him. I said what I said.
But that's what I've been saying this whole life. I think he should just be quiet, because even speaking to it and spinning, you love him, and I think that still kind of plays with the psyche a little bit. What do you think, JP?
Well, what I was going to say, a few conversations back, I mentioned that looking at Hill today, when he was doing his broadcast.
I did say I'm sorry, JP. I did say I was triggered. I did say that I was triggered when I first started talking.
You did. Yeah.
You're talking too much. That's your problem.
Oh,
you're not listening. You can't listen if you keep talking.
Yeah, okay. You were talking to Larry. But I was
sorry.
No, you're good, love.
You're good.
What I was saying is that I could look at Vincent and I could see there's a law that he's lost, and I could see the pain. I could see that he's hurting, and he's searching to be able to unload some of these things, in the public that he believes will help him heal.
Right.
And so I
it's not.
Yeah, and I love and respect what you're saying. Jessye, I heard what you said that there was a trigger point for you, and sometimes it's such a catch-22, because even if a person wants to be sincere, if we don't want to believe you, then we won't see you as being sincere, right? And so once someone has spun such a narrative, it's hard to really see that person in a different light. And sometimes it does come across like that, right? Like you're being condescending, if you will, right? You're just placating to me, or you're just fooling with my emotions. But I made that point earlier about Vincent, because I try to look past what people say sometimes, and just to see what the source of where it's coming from,
Right.
And when I looked at him, I could see in his eyes that there's a real darkness there, and an emptiness. And maybe it is because he cared, about.
I think he cared. I think his caring was a little beyond Larry's caring. Definitely, that's obvious.
That could be true.
Yeah, I think that's a little apparent in this situation. And Larry, listen, Larry said, I don't take advice from people who are not walking in my shoes. So strictly, I am not caring about that shut up advice. Listen, talk. What we're doing over here, I'm saying what you have told people, Larry. You have told people that they should not speak to things such as this and let them play out. You don't have to shut up. You don't have to do nothing we say over here.
So can I do this? Can I play devil's advocate or angel's advocate? I hate to say.
Let's say angels.
Let me play angel's advocate. So if we could just put ourselves, let's move from Vincent for just a second, and let's move over here to where Larry may be. I can't speak for Larry because I don't, I don't purport to do that.
Thank you, River.
But when you have someone who is putting all of this load of information out there about you, and you have to then be quiet You know, it's like it's so hard to not.
It is hard.
Say something to defend myself now because you've talked about me, my family, my friends, my this and my that, my that. And so, how difficult would it be for me, you know, to not come out and say something if this were me? And, you know, if it were any of us, we wouldn't be, you know, it would be hard to do that. It would almost be humanly impossible. The natural inclination is to defend, it's fight or flight, you know, and you're going to step up. That's the human nature, is to say something in defense of myself, because who else is going to come up and defend me, right? Because people are afraid to say anything. You know, if they say something that, you know, is pro Vincent, and they may get some backlash on that. And if they say something that's pro Larry, you have the people that are going to give you backlash on them. You're darned if you do and you're darned if you don't. Yeah. And so, you know, you have to kind of ride. It's a fine line, if you will.
It is. And, you know, we say, okay, be quiet. And I would. But I mean, like you say, as the angel's advocate tonight.
I'm just telling you, I would be. You know, if someone were up talking about my spouse, you know, and saying, you know, I didn't like, I was like, no, I'm going to come. I'm coming for you, because I'm just not going to let it go down. And don't come for my kids, you know, because that's another area. If you come for my children, you know, you're going to deal with the mother hen.
Another level.
Right. And so I'm not going to sit down and not, you know, and I just say, if you hurt one of my family members, you hurt me, because I felt the cut, you know. So we got to remember that. I mean, it's just a different way of thinking about it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to get too much deeper into it. I think we kind of got our thoughts and opinions out, and we are going to fly to Detroit and give Jessye, you ready to fight?
I have to look at what's in the chat, so I don't know what's going on in the chat.
Bring it down.
You know who from my hometown, Saginaw, Michigan?
Who's from over there?
Draymond Green.
Don't play.
Oh, that's all y'all do.
We fight.
Hey, not Draymond Green. You're gonna get popped. And then he's going to go to the locker room, right, and come back the next day.
Larry says, JP is prophetic. He was communicating with my kids, assisting that vlogger. I'm suing. Y'all don't know what's going on. It makes no sense. No, I don't. Listen, I've heard that. And I know there was a close relationship, you know, with the children. And I know what's going on there with Daryl Moore. Daryl over there in the hospital going live.
Oh, it is. Oh, I'm like, everybody needs to shut the hell up, because
shut the hell.
Somebody sent me that video, and I was like, I don't got 30 minutes to get you doing all this. Get to the point. All this slow.
Now tonight they over there praying. Now they praying over there, JP. They having a Bible study over there. First, in the hospital last night.
I saw that. Yeah, but I'm just thinking, you know, can we just really think about it, you know, differently? Because if you're in somebody else's shoes, you don't know.
We don't
know. You know, we don't know. We don't know the journey unless we're right there, you know, and we don't know. There's the hidden and unhidden, and you know. But yeah, Jesse's ready to do the slice off the ear thing.
Yeah,
I'm going to be like the one that picks it back up and put it back on. But you understand. Yeah.
Side, you know, I'm in Cali.
I don't know anything about that. But you have to realize, Jessye is so funny. But you have to. But I like to look at both sides of a coin, right? And because it helps us to be, you know, show empathy and not necessarily just dismiss things and be callous, you know. And so I see a lot of loopholes in this thing, and I see a lot of hurt people. If I could say anything about the whole,
that's for sure. That's we can agree upon.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have been hurt for whatever reason, and some of it may be real, some of it may be perception. But I will tell you something. There's a lot of like, there's a lot of witchcraft kind of stuff that people can, because the confusion and all of the revelry and everything that's going on. There's something dark and ominous about that, and it's just interesting how these attacks are coming. But it's there's a lot of people that are if you look at it, just look at there's a lot of hurt stuff going around, and I don't think
I was saying, when I said get back to church, it's time to get back to church. But speaking about those spirits, different spirits, and there's a lot of that, that is really affecting how we're moving and relating these days. And people think it's just something that we do. It's a different type of Christianity or a different type. But if you don't watch it, you're slipping into something that is having a longer effect on you than you really thought it would.
Yes. Yeah. You don't realize what realm you're in.
That's the panel, everybody. There are the cash apps there, JAIP ME for JP, and for Jessye, LILJESSYE. All right. Make sure you don't get out of here without blessing the panel, my guest tonight. All right. Please do that. Thank you again, Jacqueline. I believe you sent something. Appreciate you.
Subscribe to James, the St. James Show. Subscribe.
Subscribe.
I'm tired of y'all y'all playing around with these. Somebody is out there in the audience, and you've been deliberating, and it's time to come home. Will there be one?
Will there be one? The doors are open.
Yeah.
Come on to cry.
Only need 40 more people, 41, and we're at 15,000 subscribers.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we'll get that.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be very nice.
I just secured a couple of good interviews today, so
awesome.
We're going to have a good time over here at the St. James Show. All right, last words, Jessye.
JP is so beautiful. I love her. No, seriously.
You're so sweet.
I want to say thank you to St. James, because I don't think I ever got the chance to do it publicly. But thank you to St. James for creating such a positive space for people that are Christian or Christian adjacent. Thank you for creating a safe space for people to genuinely express themselves. Thank you, JP, for always coming here with your knowledge. Thank you to everyone that's in the community. Thank you for, a couple of y'all been sending cash apps. I paid for this little mic from Amazon. Y'all already done paid for me.
Look at God.
Look at God. So I thank you all so much. So I'm going to pass it over to JP.
JP.
Thank you. You're so sweet, Jessye. Thank you so much. And I've already said to St. James that, I'm proud to be associated with something that's positive and, that's out here trying to encourage and build people up. And, we have some harsh kind of commentary sometimes, but at the end of the day, the root cause of it is not to destroy or to tear down. And so that's why I don't mind, coming on and really being a part of it, because you guys are awesome. And the people in the chat are awesome, and the mods are amazing, and so
yes,
I really appreciate it. And I would really love to see more content creators support. I know it's a utopia, and I'm always the one that's bringing that kumbaya situation. But I would love to see more content creators be respectful of each other and to appreciate the gift that's so broad and that's so vast on these platforms, because at the end of the day, this is the new media for this generation. And so it's all about perfecting your craft, doing what you do and doing it well, and not tearing each other down. And, and it's just this hurtful. It's just painful. And so, when I hear it and I see it, I just have to drop off, because I'm like, oh my God, So I appreciate being here where, your thoughts are welcome. You welcome our opinions, and we don't get canceled because we may feel differently about something. And you know, and I'm praying for Vincent. I'm praying for Vincent, and you know, and I'm praying for Larry, and you know, and that God is going to work through all of this stuff. And you know, whatever these spirits are that's trying to, you know, be dominant and aggressive, and you know, that all of those things get canceled and shut down, whoever they are, wherever they are, and that we can come forth and, you know, and be better and not bitter, because that bitter doesn't help anyone.
No, it doesn't. It just fuels the flame of bitterness.
Yeah.
Uncle Paul, you can send the Cash Apps are there under the pictures. I'll remove the comment in a minute. But to the show, you can use Zelle and also PayPal as well. Let me give you those banners for the St. James Show. Where we at? Okay. The St. James Show Cash App, it's St. James Show, and then Zelle, the St. James Show at att.net, and PayPal, the St. James Show. Now, if you need a tutorial on how to do it, I can't be there with you. But even if you just hit like tonight and share, you would be doing the show a great service. Thanks to each and every one of you who felt free to chat tonight and give your opinion. No, I don't highlight every comment, but I do see them, and I'll go back and see what I missed as well. But as they said, I love to create a free space, a free speech, free respectful speech. All right. Thank you, Larry Reid, for coming through, and thank y'all for being cordial to Larry Reid. You know, I mean, some of y'all like him, some of y'all don't. Jesse, put your knife back. But
I'm Charlie Angel.
Be all right. Everything will be all right. It's gonna be all right. All right. So we're gonna get out of here. But we appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for spending your Thursday evening with us. And we will see you soon. Thank you, JP. Thank you, Jesse. Y'all have a wonderful evening. All right.
Love you guys.
Thank you so much.